Hey gearheads, thanks for tuning in. See that cable out? That's not good. So Dan's gonna fix it with what's in this box. What is in this box? Let's find out. Hey Dan, run that intro.
Hey gearheads, thanks for tuning in. So the last time I was dropping a car off the trailer, ran into a little issue. The problem was that. So the winch ran out of power because the battery in here is not being charged. So first thing we need to do is charge it up. Second thing we need to do is find a way to keep it charging when it's hooked up to the truck. Got a plan for number 2. Let's go check out the plan for number 1. Okay, so the time has come to unravel the mystery of what's in the box. Some good wrapping. There we go. And there you go. This is a Tornado 4000 battery charger and maintainer, 4 amp. Let's open it up and check it out. So it's a Tornado Connect interchangeable connector, and this is the cool stuff. It can charge fully drained batteries up to 150 amps, including wet gel, AGM, or any common automotive deep cycle marine and more. Pretty cool. And it's 2 times faster, rapid, maintain all battery sizes. Let's open it up and look at it. You open the box and it's another box. It's a nice little foamy thing. So look at that. This thing just looks cool, doesn't it? Look how cool that looks. It's got indicators up here. It's got 12 volt to tell you if it's repaired, lithium, normal, cold AGM, normal, cold AGM, normal for 12 volt small, 6 volt, 12 volt, 12 volt. So different mode switches. Look at this book. I'm going to read every single page of this book, and I'll let you know everything I learned. Oh, it's different languages. Alright, so we only have to read this much. That's a lot better. We'll just read through this much. Alright, let's pull it out of here and see how it's packaged. It's a really nice foam package. So it's got the cable here with that quick connect. It's got the plug for the wall on that side. That's pretty handy. And then we have the alligator clips in here. So with those, you have the other end of the quick connect, and you also have a hard mount option. So you can mount this onto your battery, which is probably what we could do on the trailer. I could just mount these to the battery, and then that way when I need to connect it and charge it up, we can just plug this right in. But I think we're going to use these for now. So we'll go ahead and undo these little wire tie. It's got a built-in inline fuse, which is really nice. And this connector looks like you can only connect it one way. It's got a flat side on one, so it will not connect this way. It has to connect this way. And it's even got a lock on it, so it can't disconnect. When you want to disconnect it, you got to push down on this to disconnect it. So I like that. Positive connections, that's a sign of a good product. So I'm going to look at how to operate this thing and I'll get back to you. So I need to access the battery in here, get my toolbox and stuff out of the way, and the cover, try and keep it clean. So it's obviously a pretty easy operation. Just plug it in, clamp it onto the battery. So we'll go ahead and plug it in first and make sure that the blue light is lit, showing us that it's plugged in, because we just plugged it in. Alright, so there's our blue light indicating that it is plugged in. And we'll go ahead and hook up the alligator clamps to the battery. Black to ground, red to positive. Alright, so you can see it's got normal flashing 12 volt, which is what we have. Cold as if it's under 14 degrees or something, which it's not. So we basically just hit the button once and it'll start charging. So there you can see that we were below 25% capacity, so it's already up to 50. And we'll see you back when it's up to 100. Look at that, it's already 75%. Man, this thing works fast. Maybe I'll just wait here and I don't have to even go get a beer or nothing. Alright, so it's at 100 when it's solid. So that means the battery's all charged up. So now I'm going to get some 8-gauge black and red wire, because I like things to make sense. We're going to hook that directly up to the 7-pin connector on the trailer, so when it plugs into the truck, the alternator will be topping up that battery and also the truck battery. So if you're going to do this project at home, make sure your alternator is up to the task. Alright, so I think I got all this figured out through looking through what I had, multiple trips to Advanced Auto Parts, and speaking with Dan from Greasy Boy Customs. Go check out his channel, the link is down below. Dan really helped me out with his knowledge, really smart guy, works on really cool stuff too. So I found some 8-gauge wire that I had from just old stereo systems and stuff, so I'm going to use that for my positive. I got a resettable 30-amp breaker and some ring terminals that I'm going to knock this plastic crap off and solder them together. And with that, we're going to go ahead and run the wire to the front of the trailer plug, through the circuit breaker into the box, and well, through the box into the circuit breaker, and then out of the circuit breaker to the battery. Now, since I got these really handy connectors for the battery that have this wing nut, I actually disconnect the winch when I'm not using it. That way it just makes sure that this is not energized and we don't have any problems. So when I take this off, I'll put the other ring terminal on here so the battery will charge while we're driving. Then I'll take that off and plug the winch up. That way if anything happens with this system, it won't go the other way into the truck. So thankfully I do have the type of connector that comes apart so I can access the back of the plug and run the wire through the convoluted tubing, and then you can see it pretty much ends here, so the wire will just be bare, so I'll probably put some more convoluted tubing on it. And then when the wire gets back here to the box, I'm going to drill a hole underneath it and run it up through a grommet, that way it'll be protected. So we'll start here with the plug, and we'll just go ahead and take it apart so we can get this tubing off and access the back of the plug for the wire to attach to. We'll go ahead and take this tubing off and put it back on later with some more, probably, to cover the rest of the wires. And this whole front piece alright, so move that out of the way, and you can see all our wires here. So this white one, that's going to be the ground, and this is going to be the power. And it actually does have all the information up here, what colors, but you definitely want to double check this against your truck to make sure that you're wiring it correct, because the trailer wire may not be the same wire as it is on your truck. So definitely make sure which side is up, and this does have a wide notch and a skinny notch, and those are going to coincide with how the trailer mount goes. You see the wide notch is here, so that's how that goes in there. To lock that in so it can't rotate, so that's the way you want to make sure it goes back together. And this is the top, so the skinny part is the top. So when we're looking at the truck, it's going to have it this way. So this top right should be the positive on the truck. And there you can see top right on the truck is the positive, so we're in good shape. Alright, so we're just going to loosen this screw, and we're just going to put the wire in here. We'll split it half and half on either side, since it's a bigger wire than most of these. It is stranded, so that's nice. You can kind of split it and move it around as needed. So that's all the way in. I'm going to go ahead and lock that down. And since this is a 12 volt and it's going to be a hot wire, I'm going to go ahead and just trim off these excess ones that didn't fit in here, so we don't have any spare wires with juice in them. so we don't have any trouble down the road, or up the road, or on the road. That looks good. Alright, so we'll do a little tug test, make sure that's on nice and tight, and then we can feed the connector back up. Remember to put it back in with the thick groove on the bottom and a thin groove on the top, or however yours was. Want to make it how yours is. Contents of this video may or may not be useful to you in every regard, but I did do a lot of research before doing this on my own, watching other YouTubers, looking up information on websites, and again, speaking to people that know what they're doing really helps you out. So I'm going to leave the tubing off right now because I may want a bigger piece, but let's go ahead and thread this wire through and get it to the box. So it is going to follow these wires. I want to make sure our length is good as well. I have to go back through this little ground package. And it's going to come through here, and we're going to go underneath and drill a hole up in here. Alright, here's an update. We've got the wire coming up into the box. And down here I do have a grommet that you can see going through the metal, so it's nice and protected. So here's where we're at. I've gotten a lot of work done. You didn't need to watch that, it wasn't exciting. But I got the wire in here, I got it locked up. I put the tubing back on, it's locked in. I got the positive wire going all the way down here and going up into a grommeted hole in the box. I did mount the circuit breaker as well, and I have the power line in here, so I just have to finish up inside the box. But it's getting dark, so I'm going to have to come back tomorrow, but to you it'll just be like a cut. So next thing we're going to do is trim down this wire, get it on the breaker, and we'll just have to make a little wire that goes from the breaker up to the positive terminal. That's pretty much it, so let's keep moving on. Alright, so checking continuity, I'm going to put this in here. I think that's the right one. No, this is the right one. And we'll go over to the positive terminal, and we have positivity. So the wire goes into here, and it goes through the loom. You can see it doesn't really close around it all the way, so I may opt to either wrap this with electrical tape or maybe get a bigger loom. And then in here, the loom actually stops back there, so I may get another loom for here, but I did loom the positive line at least, and it goes over here, and it goes up through a grommet into the toolbox, and it comes in down there and runs up. So this is the battery, and on the side of the battery I put a circuit breaker, so it comes in there, and then this side will go to this line and onto the positive. And then when I need to use the winch line here, I'll just connect that onto it. I disconnect the winch when I'm not using it just because, so that'll go somewhere else, and while we're driving this will get charged up. So I'd say that was a success. I'll have to check the battery voltage when I have the truck hooked up, but we're kind of backed up here in the driveway. We got a load of mulch on the side of the house, so you know, can't do what I can't do. But I'm going to be hooking this up soon because we're going to be putting that 72 Malibu on here, bringing it out to a parking lot, doing the video around it because it is going to be for sale. So if you look for a Chevelle project, subscribe and keep watching these videos. For this one, I'd say we're done. Thanks for watching, stay positive, and keep on wrenching.